Okay guys, so we didn't get to the amount formula in class today in enough detail, so I'm going to put these in, and I recommend that you watch these before you do problems 84 and 86. So the amount formula is the amount after interest of an investment compounded for n years. So let's look at an example. So Anastasio invested $25,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money. In a CD that paid 5% interest compounded annually for 6 years. What was the value of the CD at the end of the 6 years? Okay, so the formula is A, which is the amount, that's going to be the total value, equals the principal. Principal, once again, we've been working with that since we did the I equals PRT, which is simple interest. That's just the one-time shot. But this is going to be 1 plus the rate for how many years. We have to follow our order of operations and remember that rate is always going to be in a fraction or a decimal, and decimal is a lot easier. Doing a fraction, you're going to have 100 as your denominator every time, and it's really difficult to find. So let's plug in the information that we have here. We're not going to know A until we solve this. That's what we're solving for. But the principal is his initial investment, $25,000. The 1 is always the same. The rate is 5%. Remember, percent means per 100, so you move your decimal back 2 places. So it's going to be 1 plus 0.05, and we're going to do that for 6 years, so to the 6th power. Now, the biggest errors I see in this are people trying to give that 6 to the 1 and to the 0.05. Remember, the order of operations guides every problem we're going to do. So A equals 25,000 times 1.05. We're going to add those to the 6th power. Now, the second biggest error I see is people try and multiply these two and then take it to the 6th power. Well, now we have an exponent, which is going to come first in our order of operations. So when you put this in your calculator, you're going to do 1.05 and then your little caret, which is right below the clear button on your calculator. It's just a little to the power, so you'll put 1.05 to the 6th power. Now you're going to get this crazy decimal, 1.34009561. You don't even have to write that down. We know we're going to multiply that by 25,000, so that's going to move our decimal point substantially to the right. So just put that straight in your calculator, times 25,000, and you get 33,000. A equals 33,502. And then you still have a crazy decimal. Well, this is money, so I am telling you, round it to the nearest hundredth. So at the end of 6 years, he will have over $33,000. It's pretty cool to invest money and just let it sit there and gain $8,000. Let's do another example. So this one's for Riley. Riley invested $40,000, cha-ching, in a mutual fund that had an average annual return of 8%. What was the amount of her investment after 10 years? So we're going to use the exact same formula. A equals principal times 1 plus rate to the n power, or the number of years. So A is what we're looking for. Her principal, or her initial investment, is $40,000 times 1 plus 0.08, and we're going to leave that in there for 10 years. Do your order of operations. We can work within the parentheses. So we have $40,000 times 1.08 to the 10th power. Make sure to follow your order of operations. Exponents come before multiplication. So you're going to put in 1.08 and your little caret to the 10th power. Then you get this crazy decimal, 2.158924997. Don't even write that down. That's a lot. Just multiply it now times 40,000. And you get that A equals, now we're rounding to the nearest hundredth. And so this comes out 86,356.999999989. That's going to round to a whole number, that 99.9. So your amount is $86,357. That one is really cool. She doubled the amount of money she started with, which I think is pretty awesome. Okay, if you guys have any questions on any of these, please feel free to email me. I also posted a video about negative exponents. I recommend just watching it before class tomorrow. You do not need to take notes, but you can if you want to. Okay, have a good night.